안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Good of you to join us on this edition of Let's Speak Korean. And here to guide us through our lesson is 지승현 선생님. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. It's gonna be another fun and interesting lesson, so don't go away.
In our last lesson, we learned about the expression 느라고 못. Now, it's used to explain why we were not able to do something. Let's go for a quick review. 선생님, 제가 빌려준 책 다 읽었어요?
아니요, 요즘 일이 많아서 일하느라고 못 읽었어요.
That's right. When you're busy, even finding the time to read can be a luxury, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, I think it would be helpful, though, to learn what to say when we can't keep a promise. That is, we're going to learn how to apologize in this lesson. Right, let's go and watch the clip now.
죄송합니다.
아, 네.
늦어서 미안해요. 일이 늦게 끝나서.
아니에요. 괜찮아요. 나도 조금 전에 왔어요.
그런데 제가 부탁한 책 가지고 왔어요?
아, 그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요. 며칠 후에 빌려줄게요.
네, 그래요.
그런데 마이클 씨, 지난번에는 약속을 못 지켜서 미안해요.
아니에요. 저도 그날은 좀 바빴어요. 약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
그래요? 그럼 다행이네요.
Michael is late for his appointment with Minuk because he was late finishing up his work. Now, he says he's sorry for being late, but Minuk says that he just got there himself. Now, if you take a look at the conversation, it seems that the two guys had to postpone an earlier meeting. Now, Minuk says that he's sorry that he had to postpone their last meeting, and Michael says that it's all right because he was busy on the day anyway. Well, then, let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. We'll learn how to apologize, and we'll also learn how to use the word 그 in front of nouns to refer to something that was mentioned earlier. Let's begin with how to come up with some apologies. Now, we'll find out how they are used in the clip.
죄송합니다. 늦어서 미안해요.
그런데 마이클 씨, 지난번에는 약속을 못 지켜서 미안해요.
When Michael bumps into a passerby, how did he excuse himself?
죄송합니다.
He also apologizes to Minuk for showing up late for their appointment. In Korean now,
늦어서 미안해요.
both of the expressions are to say that one is sorry for something, but we had two expressions, that is 죄송합니다 and 미안해요, and they are used differently. Now, 선생님, what is the difference between the two expressions?
Okay, let me tell you that. 미안해요 is used in informal situations and has a familiar feel to it. But on the other hand, 죄송합니다 is used for the people we are not familiar with or when we are in formal situations. And also, 미안합니다 would be somewhere between 미안해요 and 죄송합니다.
As we have mentioned before, in Korean, we have many different expressions for the same meaning, and they are used differently according to the situation. So we had 미안해요, 미안합니다, and 죄송합니다, right? So let's repeat them after 선생님.
미안해요. 미안해요. 미안합니다. 미안합니다. 죄송합니다. 죄송합니다.
Good. But what if we want to say why we are sorry? What would we do in that case?
That's a very good question. In that case, all we have to do is add either 어서 미안해요, 미안합니다, or 죄송합니다 to the verb stem that indicates the reasons.
Well, I think we need to practice this a little bit. Let's start with the expression to say that we are sorry for being late.
늦어서 미안합니다.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise. How would we say this in Korean?
약속을 못 지켜서 미안합니다.
Let's try those expressions one more time with 선생님.
늦어서 미안합니다. 늦어서 미안합니다. 약속을 못 지켜서 미안합니다. 약속을 못 지켜서 미안합니다.
How do you usually react when someone says that they're sorry? Well, sometimes we may not be too happy about the situation, but it is always, I think, better to forgive and forget. Well, we usually say it's all right. Now, how would we say this in Korean?
괜찮아요. 괜찮아요.
그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요.
아니에요. 저도 그날은 좀 바빴어요.
When Michael asked Minuk if he has brought along the book that he asked for earlier, Minuk says that someone else has borrowed it and so he couldn't bring it. How did he say this?
그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요.
As in the expression 그 책 and 그날, we place the word 그 before the noun to refer to or to specifically indicate something.
That's right. We have actually learned how to use the words 이, 저, and 그 to refer to nouns, right? 이, 저, 그 mean this, that, and the, respectively.
So the word 그 is placed before the noun to refer to something that was mentioned earlier. Let's practice combining the word 그 with some nouns. All right, please repeat them after 선생님.
어제 친구를 만났어요. 그 친구는 대학원에 다녀요. 지난 주말에 산에 갔어요. 그런데 그날 비가 많이 왔어요.
Time for some extra expressions. Minuk says he couldn't bring the book that Michael asked for because somebody else has borrowed it. The word for to borrow is 빌려가다. Minuk also says that he's sorry he couldn't keep his promise the last time. Now, how did he say this?
지난번에는 약속을 못 지켜서 미안해요.
약속을 지키다 means to keep a promise. Michael now says that it was a good thing that the appointment was cancelled or postponed because he too was busy on that day. How did he say this?
약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
약속이 연기되다 means the appointment is postponed, and 다행이다 means luckily or that something turned out for the better. Now, please try out these expressions.
약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요. 약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
It's time to wrap up what we have learned in this lesson. Let's go over the expressions one by one along with the clip.
죄송합니다.
죄송합니다.
늦어서 미안해요.
늦어서 미안해요.
그런데 제가 부탁한 책 가지고 왔어요?
그런데 제가 부탁한 책 가지고 왔어요?
아, 그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요.
아, 그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요.
저도 그날은 좀 바빴어요.
저도 그날은 좀 바빴어요.
약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
This is your chance to memorize the expressions. Here now is the clip once again.
죄송합니다.
아, 네.
늦어서 미안해요. 일이 늦게 끝나서.
아니에요, 괜찮아요. 나도 조금 전에 왔어요.
그런데 제가 부탁한 책 가지고 왔어요?
아, 그 책 다른 친구가 빌려가서 아직 안 돌려줬어요. 며칠 후에 빌려줄게요.
네, 그래요.
그런데 마이클 씨, 지난번에는 약속을 못 지켜서 미안해요.
아니에요. 저도 그날은 좀 바빴어요. 약속이 연기되어서 저도 다행이었어요.
그래요? 그럼 다행이네요.
This is the part of our lesson again where we learn some accurate Korean pronunciations. We'll learn how to pronounce the first sound of the suffixes 기역, 디귿, and 지읒 when they are followed by the 받침 니은. Please listen carefully.
앉다, 앉다, 신다, 신다.
Notice that we pronounce the character 다 separately from the words 안 and 신. Let's ask 선생님 which grammatical rule applies here. Could you tell us?
When the 받침 니은 is followed by suffixes beginning with 기역, 디귿, and 지읒, the sounds are turned into the tension sound 쌍기역, 쌍디귿, and 쌍지읒. For example, the verb 앉다, when it is followed by the suffixes 고 or 지, they're pronounced as 앉고 and 앉지.
Is that right?
Yes, this is the same for the double 받침 니은, 지읒. 앉다 is read as 앉다, 앉고 is read as 앉고, and 앉지 is read as 앉지.
All right, I'm afraid we have to stop here for now. So until next time, 안녕히 계세요.